This video explains how to set up triggers on the microboard so that when you give it a switch address, you can turn on and off an individual port by using the switches. So basically this is we're going to turn this into a switch. You tell it whatever the first address is, you program the board. So we're already programmed, we'll use the default for the time being, it's 3. That means 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 18, which is the 16th pin on here. All right, so the way we do this, first let's put this into accessory mode, because we're not going to be using multifunction mode at all for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so, and it's also set up for fast boot. So since we're going to use the CV programming, we have to turn fast boot off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and the animation will stay on while you're doing that, but if you plug it back in, nothing happens. All right, so now we're going to go to CV programming mode, and we're going to go to the charts. All right, so I want to be able to activate pin 1. We left it in animation mode. I'm sorry, we left it in blink mode. So what I want to do is change the trigger port assignment for pin 1. So that's CV 208. All right, now you'll notice that the value that I can put in there is 0 to 16. That means that if the pin 208 is 0, there are no triggers. They don't activate in turning the switch mode on channel 3. Switch 3 won't do anything. But if we change this to 1, then port 1 is the first address of this board, which is 3. So that's a little confusing, but let me just say that again. So if we set this to 1, whatever the first address is of the board is what will trigger the switch. So in this case, it's a 3. All right, so let's go into programming mode. Let's go to 208. And here we go. And let's see what's in there. 0, which is correct. All right, so now we're just going to set it to 1 so that switch 3 turns the first port on and off. So we're going to hit enter. Okay, and now we're going to put it back into run mode. Now we still have, for anything to happen, we still have to, we got to get out of CV programming mode. We still have to wait for the board to kick in. Okay, so now it's running. So now if I go to switch 1, thrown is off. Oh, I know what the problem is. I've confused myself. It's 3 is the address, and we make a thrown, and you see it went off. So now if we push closed, the blinking will come back on. All right, so thrown is off, closed is on. Now I could make each one of these ports respond to its appropriate address, so 4, 5, 6, 7. But if I wanted all of the board to go on and off by just one switch, then I set all of the trigger ports to 1. So that whatever the address of the board is will turn all of the ports on and off. And you can mix and match. You can have a couple of ports with switch 1, a couple of ports with switch 5, a couple of ports with switch 7, doesn't matter. Whatever you set this to in the range from 0 to 16, in the case of active triggers, it'd be 1 to 16. That's how the board will respond.